name is Ashley Akunna. I am the host and creator of the Grapevine TV. So, the Grapevine TV is a panel style talk show where I sit as the host and I have a bunch of millennials and people from the Gen Z generation come together and we talk about the pressing issues that affect us. So, things like race, relationships, gender roles, politics, any and everything that's on your timeline that people are talk about. People talk about, we talk about it, and I think we talk about it from a very unique way in terms of the perspectives that the panelists have. So you're gonna cry when you watch it. You might yell at your screen. You're probably gonna laugh at certain points. So it's edutainment, education, and entertainment. So basically, I graduated from art school into a recession, and I moved back home with my parents. And my parents watch a lot of news, like a lot of African parents do. And every night on the news, it was 40 something people and 50 something people, like on MSNBC, NBC, CNN, talking about a variety of issues. And I kind of felt like your time is over and done. Like we should be the ones talking about these issues because we have graduated into a recession. We were promised the American dream, and all we have is debt. And I felt like our perspectives weren't being seen on television, and I wanted to create a space to, combat that. Well, definitely Oprah. I call her Mama Oprah. So I'm a child of the 90s. I grew up on like all the talk shows back in the States. I don't know if you got them. So I grew up on like Sally Jesse Raphael, Jenny Jones, Maury, Montel, Richard Bay, Jerry Springer. All of those shows were like all the shows that I watched growing up, Ricky Lake, and it all informed, my desire to create a platform. But definitely Oprah is the biggest. Well, okay, so Alicia Keys is not out yet, but Alicia Keys is producing a film on Alvin Ailey. Alvin Ailey was an African American choreographer and dancer. He passed away several years ago, but he is very known in the dance world. A lot of my friends are dancers because I went to art school and I learned a lot about Alvin Ailey. And my friend and I are actually producing a film on his life. So when we heard Alicia Keys was doing the same, we're like, fuck. But I believe that there's room in the world for all of us, and I feel our film is going to be very different. We're in the process of writing it now. So yeah, that's one film that is not Oprah. I love Oprah. I would love to work with her, but for me, it would definitely be Spike Lee. I'm a huge Spike Lee fan. Jungle Fever, Crooklyn, Malcolm X, Inside Man. I don't know if you guys have seen Black Klansman yet, but definitely Spike Lee. So when I started doing this show, I was working full time. I've since been able to focus on the show full time because we have a lot of we have a really big investor now who, will be announcing that in the next couple of weeks. But definitely working and creating the show was like a challenge for several years. I was always tired. I was moody. I was angry a lot of times because I felt like I was putting so much into something and I wasn't seeing the results. But I kept pushing forward and, we're definitely seeing the results now. I think there are definitely like there's as women, you can like when I first started working in corporate America, I knew that when I got to work, I had to have like my face beat, the outfit, the hair. And it's the reason why I got like this really big job in corporate America because I looked the part. Everybody thought that I had come with my boss from MTV. I was like, no, I just met him. So I do think there's advantages too. And I've seen that happen with a lot of women. Like I have a friend who's a graphic designer and I know for a fact that she gets roles because of the way that she looks. But with that being said, I think that, pretty can get you in the door, but it can't keep you in the room. So you have to have a skill set. You have to be great at what you do. I like to read a lot. I read a lot of scripts. I read like 3 scripts a week. And I read scripts to movies that I like to see why I like them. So I kind of like break them down. I also like reading like a lot of self-help books. So I read a lot of like Ayanna Van Sant. I love her just to get the spiritual side, the mental health side, because we tend to neglect that. I know I do. I love to dance. I can also sing. So it's a great balance because when you're writing scripts all day, when you write scripts all day, you're sitting at a computer all day. That's not good. You know what I mean? Like, for your body, it's not good. So it's a great balance to do that during the day and then at night take a salsa dancing class or take a hip hop class. So those are my hobbies. Whatever you're doing, make sure you're doing it because it's a passion and desire within you, because that's what's going to keep you going when it gets hard. Because for most people, it gets really, really hard. For me, it got really hard to the point that I wanted to quit. And my sisters had to speak life into me. I had to seek God. So I think my advice is to stay original. If something is working for someone else, don't jump to do that because it may not work for you. You know what I mean? And you also don't know what that person did to get to that point. So I would say be original, stay true to yourself, and make sure that you have that desire to learn. And also, another important thing that I think that creatives should do that I got in art school. When I was in art school, I had friends who were dancers, I had friends who were illustrators, had friends who were graphic designers, sculptors, and being able to go to all of these showcases and stretching my imagination as an artist helped me come back and do my own art. I would not have known about Ivan Ailey if I didn't go to all of these dance recitals. Over the next year, so we are shooting in South Africa next month. We're going to shoot 5 episodes of Black Millennials over there. We're going to do more domestic shows within the U.S. next year and some college tours going to L.A., going to Houston, going to D.C., and seeing what people have to say there. And you're also going to see more narrative work from me. So I'm working on a television show that I'm writing, directing, and starring in. So a lot of great things next year. So you can follow me at the Grapevine TV on Instagram and Twitter. I do not have my own personal accounts because I'm a private person. But if you want to get any information about what I'm doing, definitely follow the show. I would have to say it's between Dave Chappelle and Martin. And definitely during the Def Comedy Jam phase in the 90s, those videos are funny as hell. Okay, so if you have the chance to watch them, please do. But those are my two. Room. So I watched Room with Brie Larson, where she's kidnapped for 7 years and then she has a child by the kidnapper, and that film definitely made me cry for a variety of reasons. It kind of shows you what happens when your life is interrupted and you're kind of like, she was kidnapped when she was a girl, and then she came back with a son, and having to cope with all of those changes it's a great film. I'm scared of the dark. I'm scared of the dark. Yeah, so I always sleep with a little nightlight. I'm a child inside. Hi, my name is Ashley Akunna, and you are watching Mogul Magazine.